Hi friends, so myself Dr. Balasaheb Barahane, Department of Zoology, Swami Muktananda College of Science, Yevala. So today we have a topic of the biochemistry, that is the stereochemical properties of carbohydrates. So friends, what is meant by stereochemical properties? So it is essential to know the configuration of various monosaccharides which are the simplest form of carbohydrates. Study of a chemical formulae of various monosaccharides indicates that their molecular structure contains one or more asymmetric carbon atoms. Hence, such monosaccharides can exist in more than one form. So these different forms of monosaccharides are known as stereoisomers, and the phenomenon is simply called as stereoisomerism. The carbohydrates which have the same empirical formulae but possesses different structural forms and hence different physical and chemical properties are known as isomers. And the phenomenon is called as isomerism. So isomerism is of two types. That is the structural isomerism and secondly stereoisomerism. So structural isomers have the same molecular formula but differ in their structure. The stereoisomers have the same molecular formula and the same structure, but they differ in their configuration. That means the arrangement of atoms in space. So stereoisomerism is of two types again. Geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. So geometrical isomerism means what actually? Geometrical isomerism results due to the presence of either double or triple bond between two carbon atoms. It is structurally rigid. That's why it prevents free rotation of carbon atoms. This results in two possible arrangements of atoms on either side of unsaturated bond. The phenomenon is called geometrical isomerism. So for understanding this geometrical isomerism, it is necessary to imagine a plane drawn through a molecule and examine which functional group lie on either side of the plane. So when specified atoms or groups of atoms appear on the same side, the molecule is called a cis isomer. If they occur on the opposite side, the molecule is called trans isomers. So we are having a good example of this cis isomer and trans isomer. So malic acid is a cis isomer and fumaric acid is a trans isomer of each other. So we see the formula of malic acid and fumaric acid. So malic acid is a C double bond C. Here H, COOH, here COOH and H. So this is the formula of malic acid. And its isomer C double bond C, H, COOH, H, COOH. So this is the fumaric acid. Fumaric acid. So this is a trans isomer. And this is the cis isomer, because functional groups lie on the same side. Here in this case, functional groups lie on the opposite side. So this is a good example of this geometrical isomerism. So these two compounds are stereoisomers but are non-enantiomers because they are not mirror images of each other. Then just like that, vitamin A also exists in two isomeric forms, out of which trans isomer is biologically active and concerned with our ability to see in a dim light, while the cis isomer is not as effective against night blindness, so which is a vitamin A deficiency disease. So secondly, we will go to the optical isomerism. The position of functional groups on carbon atom is always critical in the biological compounds. A carbon atom can have 4 groups attached to it, each directed towards one of the corner of a tetrahedron. So when different functional groups or atoms are bonded to a carbon atom in an organic molecule, the carbon atom is said to be asymmetric. So asymmetric carbon atom and its mirror images are not superimposable on each other. Say for example your hand is asymmetric. So these right hand and left hand, they are mirror images of each other, but they are not superimposable each other. So you cannot fit the right hand glue in your left hand. So optical isomerism thus results from lack of symmetry. The compounds with asymmetric carbon atom are called chiral atom or chiral center. So we are having example of this glyceraldehyde L form and D form. So CHO, C, H, CH2OH and OH. So this is a glyceraldehyde. And its isomer D form CHO, COH, H and CH2OH. So this is a D-glyceraldehyde. So both are mirror images of each other, but they are not superimposable optical isomers. So then another topic is optical activity. Enantiomers have identical physical properties like melting point, boiling point, even they are having same solubility in various solvents, except that they differently interact with the polarized light. So optically active substance is one that rotates the plane of polarized light. It can be detected and measured by an instrument called polarimeter. So out of that enantiomeric pair, when isomer rotate the plane of polarized light in clockwise direction, and hence it is referred as dextrorotatory. rotatory, or D form, D isomer. While it's a mirror image isomer at the same concentration, rotate the plane of polarized light to the same extent but the opposite or anti-clockwise direction. This isomer is said to be negative or levorotatory. Levorotatory. Then, so these enantiomers have certain properties. Number one, they have same structural formula but differ in the structure in a 3D form and arrangement of atoms in a space. Secondly, the two isomers are mirror images of each other. Third, the molecules are optically active, that is, as a crystal or in a solution, they rotate a plane of polarized light. So this is a trivial difference in the dextro and levo isomers are very critical to the body and its cells. So cells can very well recognize this difference and use only one isomer. For example, yeast can ferment D-glucose to produce alcohol but not L-glucose. Similarly, human body uses only L amino acids to build up proteins and not the D isomers, D amino acids. The basic reason is that enzymes catalyzing reactions in the cells are asymmetric compounds themselves, and to catalyze a reaction, the enzyme must fit the reactant just as your right shoe can fit in your right foot only. So another property, stereochemical property of carbohydrates is the specific rotation. Specific rotation denoted as alpha T to D. So what is the specific rotation? So it is the degree of rotation observed for 1 gram per ml solution of an optically active compound in 1 decimeter tube. So specific rotation we can mention here by mathematical formula. Alpha T to D, that is the specific rotation, is equal to observed rotation in a degree divided by length of the tube. dm decimeter into concentration. Concentration, that is the gram per ml solution, or density. So, or we can mention in this of the rotation, specific rotation T to D is equal to alpha, that is the specific of the rotation in the degrees, and L into D. L means the length of the tube and D the density, that is the concentration, where alpha is equal to observed rotation of the rotation, then L means length of the tube in a decimeter, of course, then D the density, that is the concentration, that is the concentration. Then T is the temperature, and D is the wavelength used. D is the wavelength used, wavelength of light used. Then second properties of the carbohydrate, stereochemical property, that is the mutarotation. Mutarotation. Muta means change. Change in a rotation, that is the change in a mutarotation, change in a specific rotation. So friends, D-glucose exists in two isomeric forms. When crystals of D-glucose of a melting point 146 degrees centigrade are dissolved in water, the specific rotation gradually drops from plus 113 degree to plus 52.8 degree. On the other hand, when crystals of D-glucose of melting point 150 degree centigrade, so which is obtained by crystallization at a temperature above 98 degree centigrade, are dissolved in water, the specific rotation rises from initial plus 19 degree to plus 52.8 degree. The form with a higher rotation is called as D-glucose, and the other with a lower alpha D-glucose, this is called as alpha D-glucose, and the other with a low rotation is a beta D-glucose. This is the beta D-glucose. The range in rotation, the change in rotation of each of these isomers to equilibrium value is referred as the mutarotation. The change in rotation can be represented as, say for example, alpha D plus glucose, melting point 146 degree centigrade, equilibrium again beta D-glucose of melting point 150 degree centigrade. So alpha D-glucose having the initial plus 113 degree specific rotation. When dissolved in water, it will decrease to the plus 52.8 degree specific rotation. And no reversible reaction here. These are not reversible reaction. Plus 19 degree, it rises to the 50 plus 52.8 degree centigrade, 52.8 degree specific rotation. So that's why it is the state of equilibrium when both show the same value of a specific rotation. Then another one is the inversion. Another property is the inversion. Inversion, The sucrose has originally specific rotation equal to 66.6 degree, but if this pure sucrose is hydrolyzed by any acid or an enzyme, a change in the plane of polarized light is obtained. On hydrolysis, it forms glucose and fructose. That is the mixture called invert sugar. Give the specific rotation equal to minus 20 degree. So hence this is referred as inversion, and the enzyme hydrolyzing sucrose is called invertase. So we take example of a sucrose which splits into two carbohydrates because it is a disaccharide. It splits into glucose plus fructose. Glucose plus fructose. So we are having here its a specific rotation plus 66.6 degree. Glucose has a specific rotation plus 52.8 degree, plus fructose having the specific rotation minus 92.8 degree. So when this sucrose is getting hydrolyzed by an enzyme or acid, it forms two monosaccharides, glucose and fructose. So glucose having the specific rotation plus 52.8 degree, whereas fructose having specific rotation minus 92.8 degree. So specific rotation of a sucrose then equal to plus 52.8 degree minus 92.8 degree divided by 2. So specific rotation of a sucrose equal to then minus 40 divided by 2 equal to minus 20 degree. So when sucrose was intake, it was showing that the specific rotation plus 66.6 degree, but when it is get hydrolyzed by this enzyme or acid, it shows the specific rotation equal to minus 20 degree. So this is the inversion of this sugar. Any acid which are agent to form the inversion process, that is called as the invertase enzyme. Another property is their racemization. Racemization. So when enantiomers are mixed in equal amounts, then in such a mixture, specific rotation caused by a molecule of one enantiomer is exactly cancelled by an equal and opposite rotation caused by a molecule of its enantiomer. A mixture of equal parts of enantiomers is called raceme or racemic mixture, and racemic mixture or racemate is thus optically inactive. Thank you. Thanks you for your kind attention.